Everyone is talking about the massive investment going into AI right now. But what if I told you the biggest problem isn't the investment? It's that all this powerful technology isn't actually doing anything.
It's like having a race car with no driver, right? All that power just sitting there.
Exactly, it's stuck. This is Neptune Talks, where we share short insights on SAP execution and innovation. Today, we're diving into what we call the AI execution gap, especially for companies running on SAP.
That's a great way to put it. That last mile is where all the value gets lost.
And in the SAP world, that last mile is more like 100 miles uphill. The systems are so complex and heavily customized. An AI model might be built in a separate data lake, using historical data to predict a parts failure on a production line. Great insight, but it can't automatically create the high-priority maintenance order in SAP to dispatch a technician and prevent the failure.
I've seen that exact scenario. A company had a brilliant demand forecasting model. It was incredibly accurate, but the planner still had to take the model's output from an Excel sheet and manually key everything back into their SAP planning modules. The model was right, but the human-driven process was still slow and error-prone. The execution gap ate all the value.
That's it. It's the gap between the suggestion and the execution. This is why the conversation has to shift. For the last few years, we've been obsessed with AI that acts like a co-pilot, a smart assistant that suggests things to a human user.
Right, like the chatbots that pop up or the analytics tools that give you a list of recommendations.
Exactly. They're useful for finding information or summarizing reports, but the human is still the bottleneck. They have to take the suggestion, open up SAP, navigate through 5 different screens, copying and pasting data just to complete a single task.
And I think that's where we might see things a little differently. I wouldn't dismiss copilots so quickly. They are a critical first step for user adoption. You have to build trust. Showing a planner a suggestion and letting them approve it is how you get them comfortable with AI instead of being worried about a black box making decisions.
That's a very fair point. You're right. It's a maturity model. Copilots are the bridge, not the final destination. You start by suggesting, then you move to a human-in-the-loop approval, and finally you get to autonomy. The real transformation, the massive ROI, comes when we move to AI that truly executes.
Which are the AI agents.
Precisely. An AI agent doesn't just suggest creating a purchase order, it can orchestrate the whole process. It checks inventory levels in SAP, queries multiple suppliers for pricing, selects the best option based on business rules, creates the purchase order, and then tracks the order until the goods receipt is posted. It's a complete autonomous workflow.
And this is where companies hit that wall. Their SAP landscape isn't a clean system, it's been customized for 20 years. There are custom Z tables, bespoke transaction codes, legacy integrations. It's a minefield for any standard AI tool trying to connect and perform those actions reliably.
A huge wall. You can't just aim your AI model at your SAP backend and hope for the best. This is why a platform becomes absolutely essential. You need a robust, secure layer in between your AI services and your SAP core.
It's a control layer. For governance, who is allowed to trigger these AI agents? What data can they access? What financial limits are they bound by? You need robust security, auditable logs, and a way to embed the AI directly into the actual business workflow.
That's the key, embedding it. The old way is a planner getting an alert, then manually adjusting production schedules. The new way is the AI agent detecting a supply chain disruption and automatically adjusting the schedule in SAP, then notifying the planner of the action it took. It flips the model from reactive to proactive.
Now, I know some would argue that point-to-point custom integrations are the only way to handle that level of complexity. They might feel a platform is too generic for their unique customizations.
And I understand that perspective, but it's a trap. It doesn't scale. If you build a brittle custom integration for every AI use case, you'll end up with an unmanageable mess of technical debt. What happens when you upgrade to S/4HANA? Half of those connections will break.
That's a nightmare scenario.
A platform approach insulates you from that. It provides reusable components and abstracts the complexity of the backend. It exposes your SAP processes as simple, modern APIs, so the AI developer doesn't need to be an SAP expert. They can just call an API like create sales order without needing to know about the BOPs or IDOCs on the backend.
So it's about making it scalable, maintainable, and faster to deliver new AI use cases. You're future proofing your AI strategy instead of just solving one problem at a time. You're effectively turning your core SAP system into an AI ready machine. There are so many use cases for this, and for anyone listening, you can find more examples on neptunesoftware.com.
Right. So when you bring it all together, it becomes clear. The key takeaway is to get real value from AI in SAP, you have to close the execution gap. And that requires moving beyond AI that only suggests and building a platform that allows AI agents to securely and reliably execute tasks directly within your core business processes.
But that brings up a really important point that isn't just about technology, it's about people. For an AI agent to go in and autonomously adjust a production schedule or spend company money on a purchase order, you need a massive amount of trust in the system. How do you advise companies to build that trust, especially in high stakes environments where a single error could be incredibly costly?
That's the core challenge, and it's not solved with an algorithm. It's solved with process and transparency. Trust isn't a switch you flip, it's earned. The key is to start with a human-in-the-loop model. The AI agent doesn't act fully autonomously at first. Instead, it does all the work, gathers the data, analyzes the options, prepares the transaction, and then presents its final recommendation to a human for a simple one-click approval. The planner can see exactly what the agent is proposing and why. This builds confidence. They see that the agent consistently makes good decisions.
So you're de-risking the adoption. You let the AI prove its reliability in a supervised setting before you give it more autonomy. That makes sense. It allows the workforce to adapt and see the agents as helpful assistants that handle the repetitive, tedious work, freeing them up to focus on strategy and handling the complex exceptions that still require human expertise. It's an evolution, not a revolution.
Exactly. And thanks for listening to this episode. If you want more short insights like this on SAP, follow Neptune Talks. And if you want to explore more, you can visit neptune-software.com.